deleted the last live. So it's not gonna upload. So literally I just spent 8 minutes talking. I spent 8 minutes talking only for the live to accidentally get deleted. So yeah, that's not gonna go up, but we'll just keep on grinding away like we always do. So you guys see the question. If you don't, this video, this live is about can anybody beat South Carolina? Hmm, it's crazy, right? Another undefeated season for South Carolina. Just when you thought they might be retooling, rebuilding, whatever, reorganizing, whatever you want to call it, re-upping, this was another dominant season for dominant Don Staley and her Gamecocks. So many players last year from South Carolina went on to the WNBA draft. They lost a bevy of talent: Aaliyah Boston, Victoria Saxton, Letitia Mayhair, Bria Bill, Zaya Cook. I mean, these are all good players. While Aaliyah Boston is borderline in the point great. But does this bother South Carolina? It does not. It absolutely does not bother South Carolina. South Carolina is unbothered. Don, she always has her players ready. I don't know how she does it, but this team, they just continue to just get better and better. This is a team that's very resilient. This is a team that can beat you in a multitude of different ways. This is a team that can play defense and stop you. This is a team that can offensively move the ball around and shed a wealth. They've won so many different ways. It's been impressive. You know, shout out to Coach Rowe. He talked about how this South Carolina team can win the close games. They can win the blowouts. They can win the buzzer beaters. They can win fights. They can win the fights. I mean, this is just a really, really great, resilient program. And each year, Don just continues to just bring in more players that are very impactful. Just an evolution of players that just continue to build a esteemed legacy for a Hall of Fame coach. Don Staley is really just masterclass, unlike Kim Mulkey. She just continues to just do great things for this program. The players just continue to ball out. And I mean, what more can I say about South Carolina? Can anybody beat South Carolina? Can anybody out there stop South Carolina? I wonder. There was a point I would have said Ohio State, right? But it seems like Ohio State has kind of like rocketed back to earth. Stay with me now. Seems like Ohio State has rocketed back to earth. Do me a favor while you listening, hit the like button. One up, run up, thumb up. Come on now. So yeah, South Carolina. I don't know. Ohio State. I'm out on them. They probably still could make a nice tournament run, but I don't see them stopping South Carolina. I thought maybe they could. LSU, maybe they might have the best shot of anybody in the country, but we just seen South Carolina get back LSU. And with the fight and everything, who knows what another meeting between them is going to look like? How intense will that be? We're going to find out. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Who else? UCLA? Nah, I don't really trust them at this time. I'm not saying they're not good, but the trust factor ain't there. Iowa. What would Clayton Clark have to do in order to beat South Carolina again? I mean, most people would tell you that we, as an Iowa fan, we'd be the underdog, and chances of us beating South Carolina 2 years in a row, unlikely. Impossible? Nah. But unlikely? Yeah, maybe so. So I don't really know. I don't know a team out there that's complete enough, that's willing to go play long enough, that's willing to have the stamina mentally and physically to be able to handle South Carolina for 40 minutes strong. We saw Tennessee; they almost did it. And you know, you feel horrible for their coach Kelly Harper. Like Kelly Harper, she wanted that win for her team so much. I mean, what do you have to do to beat this South Carolina team? It's a real question. It truly, truly is. And I don't know. I just went through a handful of teams, and I don't think there's anybody that can stop them. The only person that could stop South Carolina is themselves. Hence the fight. Hence Cardoso being eliminated from the game due to fighting. That they're not going to have her in the first round series, but they'll be okay. They've been okay without Camila Cardoso. So even though they're not going to have her against a 16 seed, because they're obviously a no-brainer number 1 seed, even though we haven't reached Selection Sunday yet, they'll be fine. They're a well-oiled machine. They'll figure out how to get past the 16 seed, and they're the favorites to win it all. And I can't dispute that. It doesn't matter how I feel. And, the only teams with a puncher's chance, maybe, the teams with a puncher's chance to beat South Carolina would be LSU. If Kaylin was playing absolutely out of her mind, maybe Iowa. But Kaylin would just have to be playing absolutely out of her whole entire mind. And yeah, I don't know too many other teams. Texas, maybe if they had Rory Harmon. Texas don't have Rory Harmon. She's gone for the year. UConn, no, they don't have the bodies. They ain't got the horses. Ohio State, once again, they starting to slip slide just a little bit. So yeah, your no-brainer number 1 favorites are South Carolina. And they just have so many weapons, so many pieces, so much they can throw at you. Now, obviously, they let teams back into the game, like they let LSU back into the game. They let Tennessee back into the game, but this is also somewhat of a young South Carolina team too. So they're growing, they're learning, they're great. I don't really know what else to truly say about South Carolina, except for good luck to whoever's facing them. And hey, whoever catches this live on playback, if you're somebody I know that I rock with, if it's somebody like Sus or the J Spot, if you're a South Carolina fan, look, I'm an Iowa fan. We ain't looking to see y'all. Unless it ain't no other way around it, we ain't trying to run into y'all. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say like we terrified. I'm going to say like Andrew Reese. I don't think nobody's scared of South Carolina. But when you up against South Carolina, you know that you up against it. And you know that the likelihood of you winning is not likely to take place. I mean, you'd have to be willing to just the best way I said it, and I've said this before, in order to be South Carolina, you gotta use you gotta use your reserve tank. You gotta play maximum a speed, full ahead, energy, the whole game, empty out your tank, then your reserve tank, and have to keep going. You got to have like 3 extra tanks of gas to keep running with South Carolina. You got to have full stamina, and you got to have it all game. And if you don't, if you're not able to defend, if you're not able to score, you're going to be in trouble. And so, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say on this particular video. Again, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I'm predominantly a Iowa, Las Vegas Aces channel. But you know what? Every now and then we switch it up. And on this live, we wanted to talk about South Carolina. So big shout outs to Don Staley, Chloe Kitts, Camila Cardoso, I almost said Bria Bill, Bree Hall, Tahina Pow, Raven Crockpot. Just shout out to the whole team. You guys have really been balling this season, and you deserve all the love and praise and respect you guys get. Yeah, with that being said, RC is out. Peace.